Good afternoon, everyone. I just wanted to take a moment to come on to talk to you about forgiveness and the amount of peace that you will find when you can learn to forgive others. God has really been dealing with me on the subject of forgiveness for quite some time, for several months. Over the summer, I had a situation at work that I felt was very unfair to me. And I felt that some of the acts of the people involved were very malicious and hurtful. And that time was extremely tough for me. It was scary. And during that time, I just kept saying, Lord, I trust you. I trust you, Lord, in this situation. Also during that time, I realized that there was someone in my life at the time that I thought should have been there for me. And it was very disappointing for me at that time to realize that I didn't have that person to depend on as I thought I should. And again, God said to me that He wanted me to trust Him. He was my source, not my resource. And so, and the job and that person could have just been a resource for me. But again, God wanted me to learn to forgive. And so I went through a process of learning to forgive those people who were involved in those situations. And I think because of that forgiveness, that 2 months later, things were corrected for me and in my job situation, and things started to get better. But when I got to work, I also realized that there were still some people there I needed to forgive, and I just couldn't. It was hard. You know, forgiveness is hard, especially when you feel someone has done you wrong, that the person was malicious, and you feel justified in being frustrated and upset with them. But can I tell you that it robs your peace of mind? And right now, for my life, peace is what I'm seeking. And I have a heart for God, and I want to be everything that He wants me to be, and I can't have that with unforgiveness. So, okay, fine. I felt like I was good. I had forgiven the people I needed to forgive. Even forgave the people at work who had plenty to say about me during that trying time over the summer. Did it all. Then I go to a conference in October, and the main speaker, the first thing she says is, if you're harboring any unforgiveness for anyone, you need to let it go now, or you can block your blessings from what God has in store for you. Can I tell you that there is so much God has put on my heart of things that He wants me to do, and I will not, and I refuse to insult Him by holding on and harboring unforgiveness for other people. And during that time, 2 specific people came to mind, and so I had to do the work to start the forgiveness. And one of those things I had to do was to have a conversation with someone, and that conversation happened last week, and I can't tell you how there just seems to be a weight off my shoulder because of that conversation. There were a lot of things that were misunderstood, that I thought that person was meant one thing and they meant another thing. So I had to learn to forgive that person, and I did. And I can just tell you, I have so much peace in my life. In Colossians 3, the Bible talks about how we need to forgive others as God forgives us. So let me ask you, do you want God to not forgive you for the things you've done? We've all made mistakes, every last one of us. And we want we want forgiveness, so we have to learn to forgive. Now, I just wanted to come on there real quick today just to talk about the forgiveness. I want to ask you to search your heart and see if there's anyone that you have not forgiven, or anyone that you're harboring any ill will towards. And you'll know it. Just a mere thought of that person, if you immediately get an attitude, guess what? You need to forgive them. So I encourage you to do so. These is my little pearls of wisdom for today. Next week, we're going to talk about what forgiveness is and what it is not. And then eventually we're going to talk about how to forgive yourself. Because if you're anything like me, I have a much easier time forgiving others than I forgive myself, because I'm really kind of tough on myself. So again, just real quick, actually this is my first Facebook Live. But anyway, I just wanted to get on here real quick just to tell you to forgive. There is a peace that comes with it. And I pray for you to have peace and abundance, blessings and abundance and peace. All right, have a good day, you all. Bye-bye.